Okay, now we're the last. I think the last girl available. Because all the other ones look like they're gone. It looks like it, and the day didn't change. Did we take our pill? Let's do it. Everybody else has. Fuck it. I'll put these with the other ones. Oh, lockpick is under my. The lockpick is under my pillow. Where's your pillow at? That's a stupid question because it's probably underneath on her bed. Why did I even ask that? Just the bed. Pick the lockpick. There we go. Okay. So we have a lockpick. And we have a monster roaming around the house, so that's gonna be fun. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, man. Take the rifle. Yeah, okay. Read the letter. I left the rifle like we talked about. You have to kill it tonight. The door to the laboratory is under the porch. I knew that would be something. God damn it. We're gonna go have a showdown. Go fucking kill this bitch. I don't even know how to fucking aim and shoot in the game. Let's go to the controls. So move vertical, backward, turn horizontal, right stick. Oh, I didn't know you could strafe. Run, action, action, aim is right shoulder. I'm assuming that's right bumper. Reload is B. Okay, so we're gonna be doing some shooting here. Okay. What's her? Dorothy got killed. Now there's like no sound. Before it's like blinding fucking glaring sound in your face. Now there's nothing. Is that wind? Outside. I got a gun and I'm not afraid to blast your face off. I'm assuming this is where they're referring to. We've been here. I don't think we. There we go. It's unlocked. I don't think we were supposed to go there or look at that yet, but I don't think it matters because it was locked. So. Okay. Head to my left or right. We're gonna go back out and go the other way. I don't know what's down there. I feel like maybe we should go to another room to prepare, maybe? Let's try this room. Doesn't matter, looks like. Okay. I don't want to walk down there. I don't want. I have no interest. Yep. Wherever we die. Let's go this way first. A letter, read it. July 24th, 1922. My suspicions we not only confirmed but completely validated by my final discovery last night. The zealots were less than happy to come to realize my line of questioning hadn't ceased even after several more months of my experiments. Is this from Edward? I think this is from Edward's perspective. The hierarchs, I don't know how to say that word, hierarchs? Hierarchs? I don't know how to say it, sorry. Took to keeping me as content with research material as possible, hopefully to keep me stimulated, perhaps too much so to ask my questions while the radiant heat from the engine slowly cooked away my mind and warped my body. Okay. It's quite unfortunate for them that these walls are my walls and that I know where to get anywhere I need in this manner. Yeah, so they must have been the previous owner. This is what led to me finally listening in on one of their perverse sermons. Oh, here we go. Put the women and kids to bed, guys. Here we go. The things these madmen ramble on about would give a man pause, but hardly make him listen far beyond that. I've been far too close to these happenings for far too long not to listen, though. Or to not listen, though. Listen and understand. They spoke of their great God and the machine. They spoke of how it communicates through their dreams. What fucking machine are they talking about? As it had with me, showing them prophetic visions of the future. Well, you gotta chill with the writing. They speak of the day the machine has finally fed the blood of the last innocent. Okay, so the machine, I guess, is fed by humans. So I guess these girls are being fed into this machine. We're gonna find out what the machine is, I'm assuming. This is taking a turn, I'll tell you that. They speak of the blood-red sky opening to their lords, the convergence of the two worlds, the legions of our fallen that will return to herald, and the reconnection of the true world to our own, and the slaughter that will fill every city of man, and that their own bodies will begin ascending in their holy vessels. Jesus. Okay. Everything we've been seeing has been given a new context, and I realized that I had been betrayed. Every single thing the entity had told me had been a means to complete the bridge, Cain's terrible staircase to his gods. So the glass staircase is like a staircase to the heavens or something? Is that what that kind of refers to? Excuse my ignorance on that. Were I a weaker man, perhaps my mind would have been so gone as to this news meaning nothing to me, but the truth is before my eyes. I will bring the devil to this world if I allow the machine to continue running. The more blood I spill, the closer I get to ending it for all of us. The maniacs seem to have yet to notice how suspicious I've become, which will work to my advantage. It will take no time to disable the devices that power this hellish engine, and hopefully even less time to destroy it. My body may be changing the same as all the others, but my strength is far from gone. If I can truly dismantle the device, then I may have some chance at salvation. This will take some time, but if I am left to my devices as I have been, then I will have the time to tie up the loose ends that may be left in this research and plan for safe passage of my darling Juliet. Okay, so, he didn't quite abandon his wife. He was protecting her, like exactly as I said before. He was protecting her. I knew that he was kind of doing that. I knew when he wasn't like abusive to her specifically, he was just more like, get the fuck away from me. I knew he was protecting her. Oh God, Juliet, my wife, how I have betrayed her. If she still even resides in this hellhole I have created for us, then I must tell her the truth. Seek some kind of forgiveness. Though my acts may have been as evil as any lunatic's, let it never be said that I stopped loving my Juliet. That's how we are, man. I will save her from this future. I will end this all myself. I just need enough time to put this in motion. Please wait for me, my love. Let me be the man you know I am. To the care of Dr. K.H. Hauser. Dr. Hauser, man. That's some fucking shit, bro. Heal first. No, I don't need to heal. I'm assuming I'm gonna need to at some point. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happened to the other characters that we played with. What's over here? Oh, there's some over here I can get. Alright, another note. October 1st, 1919. Months of trials, months of failures, months of that infernal voice pushing itself deeper and deeper into my brain. With each failed test, the being seems to grow more and more impatient, not being able to figure out how to communicate its help to me. Wanting a chance to get his hands on something uniquely corporal. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if that's a different word than corporal, but the long, dried, and mangled corpses of my ancestors produced very little in the way of true results. The bodies attempting to move, moaning, crackling. What the fuck is going on here? At first, I thought the enfeebled material was the reason why the being could not occupy them for very long. But as we move further into the more presently dead, the results did not seem any more promising. I can't seem to focus on any one corpse long enough to keep a sustained connection, much less apply anything that resembles communication skills. And before too long, it's as if the body simply loses and connection, trying to scream in agony before its flesh, or lack thereof, folds down into another broken pile. Jesus. In my desperation, I even turned to cousin Garrett. Did he sacrifice his cousin? Everything about the boy looked withered by all the time in this dark decay. There was a moment that I couldn't even see the surgical scars that I had left him with. Oh my God. It was almost cathartic in a way. That catharsis was truly ruined, however, when I brought him within range of the machine. See, ladies? If we love you, you're safe. It don't matter how crazy we are. Like all others, it took mere moments before he started moving. Unlike the others, he refused to stop moving. Garrett's convulsions slowed after mere moments before he began to rise, sitting up for a brief moment, and it almost as if I had my cousin back. The illusion was quickly shattered by the shriek when the shrieking began, not uncommon for any of these attempts, but something about it was so much closer to a human, yet so much further away. Then, to all my surprise, the creature that was Garrett began shambling upward, moving towards the stairs. I was excited as I was terrified. There was something here that I had not expected, something much more. It's a lot of writing in this, man. In my disbelief, I'd ignored his movements ever closer to the exit of the basement. Soon he was pulling out the door, attempting to find his way to the world above. I didn't know what to do as he began to amaze against the heavy wooden barrier. It was almost no time before its howls began again. I knew it was a matter of time before the rest of the manor would be altered to the beast. Is the beast thing that kind of pink monster, is that his cousin? Like his experiment? I did my best in my panic to turn them away, but I had no means of removing the creature, its strength somehow greater than anything the withering body should have been able to produce. In my desperation, I took the only things I could think of that may be able to stop him, my old service pistol. It took more shots than any man ever could finally put it down. Okay, no, he's done. He's dead. No more twisting to a discarded flesh. No more crumbling into the same old set of dry skin and bone. This corpse returned to being a corpse. I had to let Garrett down to rest yet again. Oh, jeez. Okay. This will all be worth it in the end. It has to be. December 1st, 1920. My research has started to stagnate. The resources are drying out, as is my patience for these repeated failures in the same decrepit meat that I am being forced to abide with. The voices have gotten clearer than ever, trying to guide me in a particular direction that I've been managing to fight off for so long. Why are the sins I've filled my life with the last few years enough for this being? Did I read that right? Where are the sins? Yeah, I did. Okay. Why does it think that the corpses and parts that I have been forced to work with, manipulate, aren't good enough? The failures to keep a host alive long enough is more than obvious now, and I fear I have no other option but to give in to its alluring promise to finally end this expansion. I will need a living host to continue with this work. Perhaps at one point this may have shocked me to the point that I would leave this this maid search behind, but perhaps it knew and kept this knowledge from me just long enough to hope my drive would get me past such a moral hard lock. Perhaps me knowing this has given me sort of a split that I can escape to my mind reasoning, but every time I'm forced to look at that painting of the bastard Kane sitting in his lab, staring down at me as if he always knew I'd never succeed his work, I feel just that little bit of pride push me back past the barrier that would hold my dream to the realms of mortality. Thankfully, the being has provided something more than adequate to satiate this hunger. This guy's fucking wacky. For the better part of the last year, I've heard from the staff, and what little I do hear from them, that strange groups of men have been congregating and asking to see me. My work has been far too important to spare them at this time, but thanks to this recent break in my research, having been held up for some time, I was able to speak with the ringleader of this growing army confused zealots, and in this I have learned of their reasons for being here. They know of the being, and they need my help to contact them. They treat me as if I'm some kind of foretold prophet, which is a position, however laughable, that grieves me a level of control over this bizarre situation. When I suggested what I may need to the head zealot, he seemed almost pleased to offer me exactly what I was asking for, a short, steady supply of living subjects to continue use as catalyst for this research. Wow, this has gotten dark. Perhaps this will do as little good as it always has, but I believe all of my questions will soon have answers. We've been using hidden entrances to accommodate many of these subjects as possible for any number of tests. The young, the old, the strong, the infirm, all the subjects have one thing in common, that is that they are more than willing to do whatever it may take to see this being in our world. Oh my god. I can't be certain how much of the being's words I can actually take to heart, but I know that this may be all I have left for my research. Perhaps the answer I finally seek is within grasp. Wow. Okay. Psycho man. I don't recall where to go. Is it this way? We didn't really do much of anything yet over here. Hold on. Let's just make sure we've got everything in here. I feel like those two things really probably weren't... Okay, so we were walking up here. There's a door. No, we can keep going. Yeah, we can keep going. What is this? Oh, look at this. Is that the way out? That looks like the way out. What the fuck are those things behind me? Can I shoot him? Oof, God, your reload slow. Okay. What the fuck is in here? Look at all these bodies. There's all the bodies they're referring to. I'm just running around in here. I don't know what the fuck to do. Whoa! Is that Dorothy? I'm confused. Is she naked with something in her hand? It's like a knife or a club or something. Hello? What the fuck? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to kill her. Okay, this is where my controls are gonna get me killed. I gotta run. Where is she? Oh my god, I don't like this control center. Oh my god, yeah, these controls will be the death of me. She dropped a key, pick it up? Like out of her eye. Okay, that was fucking insane. Yeah, I've got to get better with these controls. Oh god, this is gonna be the death of me here. You ever play a game where the controls just aren't naturally like comfortable for you? This is the one. Okay. I've unlocked the door. There was a heal around here, I think. Can I go in here? Okay, no. Okay. Isn't there a heal around here? I can hear. There was a heal somewhere in here. Yeah, I'm in danger. I swear there was a heal in here somewhere. No heal. Okay, shit. I know there was a heal in here, I just don't remember where it was. I'll find it. We gotta get that heal, because we're almost dead. I guarantee that ain't the last thing we're fighting. I can tell you right now, it ain't the last thing we're fighting. Is it down here? Oh yeah, I think it's right here. Oh. Oof. Are we going to have to kill all the people we played with? I'm nervous. Should we go here first? Oh, only 2 doors going. Where the fuck are we going? What is this? I don't like these statues or whatever. A realistic statue. Huh. Where? I don't know which way to go. Something's gonna bust out of that wall at me, I almost guarantee it. That looks like a wall, a busty wall. We're not gonna go there yet. We're not gonna go any doors. I just kind of want to establish where I'm at and kind of... What is this thing? Okay. I'm kind of glad the game's like, hey, you can't come in here yet. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna be dead to me, dude. It's really doing experiments and shit. Excuse me? What is this? No, we're good on the first aid kit for now, but there's one in this room. I know that, okay. Activate the panel. So I'm hearing something. Bust out of that wall. Sounds like it's there. Maybe it's in here. I don't know. It was sounding on my right side. man is the doctor. Another letter for reading. Story time. November 23rd, 1918. I've been told that this war has affected many men in interesting and terrifying ways, and perhaps I'm less exceptional than I may have assumed. Sleep comes in small, unaccomplished sessions, leaving me all the more strained in my daily life. Though I fear that my exhaustion is far from the main reason for my disconnection and lack of focus, my practice suffers. My research has all but flattened into nothing, and I truly have nothing to show for it. For all the fears that I have had in my life, all the fears that I've had, my life would end in those trenches. Okay, I feared all the more that Juliet and I will never be able to find the solace we once had together. Through all the frozen nights and terrifying days filled with blood and viscera of my countrymen, it was really the only thing that gave me any hope that this would all amount to something. And what of the motivation? Completely squandered. Proven to be as fleeting as my own fidelity. I returned from the horrors I witnessed only to feel nothing in the home I left, and comfort in the arms of but a girl in my manor's employ. I can't even begin to hold this weakness against Maria, and much less Juliet, but ever since I returned, there's been something in me, something that wasn't there before. That newfound mental peculiarity may very well be responsible, as my sanity first started to prove unreliable as I began to recognize the faces of the men who were held together under my knife and the will of God during those horrible days. Some men I met along the voyages to the fronts, some I knew personally. Once I'd spent well past 4 hours working on the shredded chest of a young man caught in the blast range of artillery. The operations had felt so mundane that it wasn't until I was sure we'd lost the young man that I recognized him to be my cousin Garrett. I don't think I had a single tear left for him when they shipped him back here to the facility burial grounds beneath my very feet. Why could I not shed a tear in the realization that I lost a childhood playmate, family member, and true friend? Okay, so he must have died in the war and he was experimenting with his body, so he didn't kill him. Unless I'm reading that wrong. Maybe that was all I needed before I felt the weight of the war pressing down on me and the dreams began. There was no subtlety in the onset of these visions. They came as hard and heavy as one could expect of a fever, but they seemed much different, much more visceral. All I could hear were voices that guided me toward something that would need to be done to save all of us. A grand solution that would save the lives of every creature. These sprawling growths of belief started to sleep into my waking moments, and they've been drawn back with me to my home. I want to lose this, but I feel the voices are only stronger here. They've driven my madness to places I cannot stand to see myself go. They've drawn me to take the body of a young woman, to betray the only future I wanted with the only woman I wanted it with. God help me, Juliet. Please forgive me one day. I need to find something to satisfy these voices. I need to return to my studies and save whoever it is that must be saved. I need to sleep. January 13th, 1919. This long and I can still barely look at my beloved in her face. I'll draw away from her every time I need her most, as I know I do not deserve her. Maria continues to concern herself with me at every turn, and as much as I do care for the girl, I fear she must not understand my true feelings for our deed. So is he banging Maria on the side too? Or is he just talking about he cares for his, kind of housekeeper? I don't know. So I hide now in the laboratory I've made of our old cellar. For all the sniving and self-loathing I've done in my self-appointed isolation, I've begun to work especially hard on this newly spreading disease from the southern of Spain. It's create a key focus for my work throughout the days, maybe even given my dreams something to focus on. Perhaps this is the cure of my salvation my weary mind needs. Maybe this is how I'll save us all. My research has been progressing as slow as one could imagine it would be for such a new field of the study, but perhaps this is where my old dreams may be trying to aid me once more. It seems strange, perhaps, to give any credence to my own delusions, even if I simply try to excuse these actions as feeding a growing hole that my exhaustion has been creating. I think my dreams may actually know something I do not. Upon researching some further notes left by my grandfather, I've noticed what appear to be a type of blueprint that has come remarkably close to the very structures I've seen in my waking delusions. The rational part of me wants nothing more than to place my knowledge of this device as some distant memory of having seen these same blueprints in my medical studies for university, but the honest part of me knows better. My visions are becoming too prophetic for me to believe them, the simple soft-headedness of my war-shaken mind. There must be a reason why they've become so much clearer since my return to the manor. I must continue delving into the catacombs below, where the old notes were held. Every indication is telling me the remnants of the machine are somewhere on the grounds, and grandfather's old journals strongly suggest that he had them crafted for some kind of cure himself. What it truly does, or how it could be expected to work, is far beyond anything in my own field of studies, but I continue to follow the development of his notes. Perhaps it would all work out in the end. The more bizarre and detached my research seems to become, the more clearly I can see the dreams again, and the clear images they start to make. I see hints of a design, something that seems utterly alien to me, but at the same time, it has a familiarity to it, like something I've seen in a much deeper, softer memories. Once faded deep into the back of my mind, I just need to listen a bit closer tonight. Maybe I'll hear something clearer. March 1st, 1919. I think I've come to realize what's being asked of me. Okay. I saw there's like an electric panel or something over here. Something's coming. What the fuck? Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go.